We have a preview of the upcoming events. The Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference is the nation's top political advisory body. It'll open its annual session in Beijing this afternoon. And on Tuesday, the top legislative body, the National People's Congress, will kick off its yearly gathering. Premier Li Keqiang will deliver a government work report covering the past year. On Friday, the foreign minister will then meet the press. Wang Yi will talk about China's approach to international and regional issues. Also on Friday, a work report over the past year will be delivered by the NPC Standing Committee. During the two sessions, lawmakers and their advisors will discuss and develop plans to address a variety of challenges, both at home and abroad. The CPPCC session will wrap up on March 13th, and the NPC gathering will end 2 days later with a press conference by Premier Li. On Saturday, the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference briefed the media on expectations, and CGTN's Liu Liang was there.
This 2019 edition of China's two sessions opened with high hopes for the future. Topics like China-US trade, poverty alleviation, and technological development were all up for discussion first. Spokesman Guo Weimin also talked about CPPCC's efforts in further building China's Greater Bay Area of Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau.
CPPCC members will hold discussions on the building of the Greater Bay Area, promote youth exchanges and organise committee member research. They'll also carry out network political discussions, build consensus and promote the development advantages of the Greater Bay Area.
Guo also dismissed the claims that Belt and Road countries may fall into the debt trap because of China. He emphasized that CPPCC attaches great importance to the construction for the Belt and Road. Over 100 countries and international organizations are on board the initiative.
The debt of developing countries is complex and historically formed. Chinese investment accounts for only a small portion of their debt. China's investment projects are mainly focused on infrastructure domain. It is good for the long-term development of these countries. It does not make sense to say relevant countries may fall into a debt trap.
He also highlights the work of the CPPCC from last year.
We will develop negotiations on time and create a CPPCC members' performance platform. We will strengthen institutional building and long-term planning, and further improve the institutional system of the CPPCC on the basis of the newly revised charter.
This year marks the 70th anniversary of the CPPCC. The group has played a significant role in channeling public interests and representing many segments of the Chinese society. In 2018, more than 3,800 proposals were submitted to the CPPCC, and many of the questions related to natural resources and a deepening supply-side reform. Guo says the CPPCC is an important vehicle for multi-party cooperation and political consultations under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, as well as an important means of promoting socialist democracy in China's political activities. Liu Yang, CGTN, Beijing.
And starting now, we'll also have CGTN's digital team join us as we cover China's top political meetings. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll break down the wall between the television studio and our social media newsroom. So whether you're with us on this channel or use the CGTN app on your mobile devices, you'll have 360-degree views of the event. So now I am joined by my colleague Yang Zhao and CGTN's new media editor Chen. So let's start with Yang Zhao, who has a preview of our television coverage. Hi there.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. In our TV studio today and in the following days, you won't want to miss out these key events. And today at 1400 Beijing time or 6 GMT, we'll broadcast live to the opening ceremony of the CPPCC meeting and where proposals of China's top advisory body made in the past year and how are those proposals progressing. You can find out this afternoon with our China expert in the studio. Also on Monday, 11:15 Beijing time or 3:15 GMT, the meeting for China's top lawmakers will be warming up. We will have live coverage of the National People's Congress press conference. On Tuesday morning, we will closely watch the annual state government report made by Chinese Premier Li Keqiang during the opening ceremony of the NPC session. The live coverage will start at 8 Beijing time or 0000 GMT. And in the following 2 weeks, we will present 2 original series reports. CGTN Probes will give you an in-depth view of the issues in China that are of the greatest concern among foreigners. Will China's Belt and Road Initiative to pull other countries into a debt trap? Or what does the ending of the decades-long one-child policy mean for China? Another series, CGTN Listens, picks a hot topic for each episode that our hosts and insiders can analyze. If you want to have more insights on, well, let's say the draft foreign investment law or Beijing's Winter Olympics in 2022, you should watch this. Now I'll hand those things over to my colleague Liu Chen. What do we have out there in our new media center?
It's a very busy time for us at CGTN as we try to cover the event from different angles. And this year, we'll use the power of data analysis to answer a very basic question: who exactly are we reporting on? The 13th National People's Congress, or NPC for short, is China's national legislature, and it's starting its 2nd annual session on March 5th. But who is attending the meeting? Where are they from? Are they fit to represent the Chinese people? The screen behind me is an interactive page we've launched this week. We've called it Who Runs China? We've analyzed the data of the all 2,975 deputies according to their ethnicity, gender, and professional background, and probed how the makeup of this legislative body changed over the years. If you move the cursor on each dot, the information of the deputy would be displayed. Each dot represents one deputy. This is the first time we're covering a political event with the web crawler technology and interactive 3D programming and displaying it on an interactive page. We're condensing a wealth of big data into an enjoyable reading experience for our audience. I won't go through all the details, but leave it to the audience to play around with it through CGTN's social media platforms, our website, and phone app. Don't forget to leave your comments and share this with your friends. This is all from the digital team today. Back to you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much, Liu Chen. It looks really cool there. So a lot to discuss here in the next coming weeks, Yang Zhao, but what will be the focus of today's program at this big political event?
Well, Jonathan, the first major event of the 2 sessions took place yesterday. CPPCC officials met the press to preview the agenda of this year's meeting. One important topic is China's campaign to end poverty, with next year being the deadline, and that makes 2019 a crucial year in achieving that goal. Another issue is improving business environment. Last year, China marked the 40th anniversary of the landmark reform and opening up policy, and the government promised much easier access into the Chinese market. But exactly how will that be put into practice? You can find out in today's CGTN Listens. Now let's go to Liu Chen to see what our online followers are most concerned about.
On CGTN's Facebook and Weibo, our audience has expressed their concerns over free trade, tariffs, and China's role in the global economy. Many of them mentioned the expanding investment opportunities in the world's 2nd largest economy as China is changing its role from a world factory to a world market. Also, what will China do to support the development of e-commerce in suburban areas is another sensational topic on the social media platform. Here I have 2 questions about China's role in the international trade and business environment. The first question is from Weibo. A user asked, what will happen if China cancels its tariff on other countries' imports? For example, why is the import duty for cosmetics so high?
A fantastic question, Liu Chen. We're glad to hear it, and we're going to bring that question and others from social media users to our guest who is here in the studio, Liu Chen. He's a senior research fellow from Pyongyang Institute of Finance at Renmin University of China. Thank you for being with us today. It's always good to have you with us here. So let's talk about this. We have this trade war brewing. The question that we often hear is, what would happen if China were to cancel its tariffs on imports?
I think it's quite an important step for China, also for the world. You know, the market is open, so it's also tolerant to everybody. So that's why the tariff is still a very hot issue for all the countries. If China cancel all the tariff, that is good for the world, also good for Chinese customers, because we have the similar and the equal treatment If we have no tariffs, that means our products can export out to those countries. Other countries are without tariff. That is a very equal treatment for everybody. That's a good chance and opportunity for China's products and China's goods to export to all over the world. At the moment, China is getting ready and to prepare a tariff-free market. That means that there are no tariffs and no any barriers against
on every product? Tariff-free market?
I think for most of the products agreed by the market, by the countries concerned. At the moment, we cannot say that all the products will be tariff-free, but regularly and gradually will be open all the market. This is really a very good, significant step for China and also the rest of the world.
It is a huge step, and I think we also have a question from Liu Chen, of course, because we're trying to bring in our social media users. Liu Chen?
Yes. Facebook user Juan Bosco Artist from Mexico also asked, if he wants to do business in China, what kind of aid would he get?
I think first they will have more opportunities in China. This is quite important. Compared to all the rest of the world, that China is the good market with many opportunities. I think the first priority for the guest customer from Mexico, they will have more opportunities. And the second, also another business conditions will be well improved.
So a real possibility here to improve conditions and improve not only relations with other countries, but also life for people in China.
That's true. People to people connections there.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much, Liu Chen. We'll talk with you throughout the hour here. We appreciate your coverage here. And also a thanks to our colleagues, Yang Zhao and Liu Chen. So every day over the next 2 weeks, Global Watch and CGTN's new media team will bring you the latest on China's political season. We have more ahead on today's program of 2 sessions, and live coverage will also be available on the CGTN app, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But first, a big question we get, which is a basic one. What is the CPPCC and what are its major functions? So for answers, let's find out.
Democracy, a word that comes from the Western world